Familiar faces go head-to-head against the trivia titans in a new celebrity special of Beat the Chasers. But now, it's today's top stories in the STV News.
This is the STV News. Good evening. John Swinney has been confirmed as the next leader of the SNP and is on course to be elected as the next First Minister. He ran unchallenged for the position and is expected to be sworn in later this week. In his acceptance speech this afternoon, Mr Swinney claimed he was the leader to restore harmony and will begin a new chapter within the party. But opposition MSPs say he represents more of the same. Our reporter Vanessa Taff has the latest.
It wasn't much of a leadership contest. John Swinney was the only candidate in the race.
The fact that I am the only candidate demonstrates that the Scottish National Party is coming back together again now.
A familiar face within the party, he takes over after Humza Yousaf's resignation last week. Setting out his goal for the future, he claims the SNP have had a rough and tough time of it recently.
Today is the beginning of a new chapter in our party's history. A chapter that will be about coming together, uniting and dedicating ourselves to the service of Scotland.
With a renewed focus on jobs, the economy and the climate, John Swinney's also setting out to win back voters who've turned away from independence.
Many of your predecessors have tried and failed to deliver independence. What makes you think that you are going to be the First Minister and leader of your party that will do that?
I recognise, as I've said over the course of the last few days, there needs to be greater levels of support for independence to make that a compelling proposition that can be delivered within Scotland. So the work of persuasion is necessary. It's an essential requirement to win people over to the arguments for independence, to see why independence is the solution. And I think of all the things that I'm perhaps most renowned for, is that I'm a persuader. I believe in engaged persuasion and dialogue in Scotland.
Opposition leaders claim this won't be anything fresh or new, rather more of the same.
John Swinney served in Alex Salmond's cabinet, in Nicola Sturgeon's cabinet, and was one of Humza Yousaf's strongest supporters from the backbenches. So I'm not sure this continuity candidate is the person to change things. And again, we've seen, as with all nationalist leaders, he will be focused on independence above everything else.
The idea that this is somehow change, I think, is frankly laughable. This is continuity, more of the same, about managing his political party, not running the country and delivering for Scotland. And that's why people are demanding change.
It's going to be critical that he sets out clarity about the future policy direction of the Scottish Government. We believe it's necessary that Scotland has a progressive government, one that will accelerate action on the climate and nature emergency, as well as working toward a fairer and more equal society.
John Swinney will seek parliamentary approval tomorrow. On Wednesday, an official swearing-in is likely to take place at the Court of Session. And then all eyes will turn to who could be in his cabinet. If it all goes according to plan, John Swinney could be set to answer his First Minister's questions this Thursday, which would be 2 weeks to the day since the downfall of the Beat House Agreement. Vanessa Taff, STV News in Glasgow.